On this episode of the Otaku Experience, the Black Clover manga is actually leaving Shonen Jump. That's pretty weird. The Rising of Shield Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen have dropped new trailers for their respective arcs, and actually a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, it's been actually pretty crazy news week. That and a bunch more. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Otaku Experience, the anime non-news show where we talk about the current goings-on in the anime and manga industry with our very uneducated opinions. I'm once again your host, Israel King. So I guess just FYI, unless you just listen to these after the fact, but if you watch the premieres, you'll probably know that this is not a Thursday. What is going on? Why are we here? This is a Sunday episode of the Otaku Experience. And the reason is we're actually bumping up the number of Otaku Experience episodes to 2 times a week. It's going to be now Sunday and Thursday. This will be the first episode of that new schedule. It is Sunday, August 27th. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. There were some reasons for this that I gave to Rob when I pitched him increasing the amount of shows. He seemed to agree, and we think that this is going to be a really cool way to go forward with the show. This kind of helps me with the production side of things. For those of you guys that don't know, I actually go through hundreds of stories every week in order to get to the few that we cover on the Otaku Experience. And it means I have to cut out a bunch of stuff. But it also means that I'm very pressed for time, which is why recently the show has been not coming out at the scheduled Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time scheduled time. Simply because I'm just trying to go through all these stories. And then I have to research them and get all the context for them and everything like that. And it's not been the most fun trying to do it in such a tiny amount of time. So doing it twice a week is going to basically cut that amount in half from around 300 to around 150 per episode. That gives me the same amount of time to go through the stories, but that gives me more time per story to look through. And so I feel like it's going to be much more beneficial for me to have more time to go through the stories. And also there's going to be times when, we'll be able to cover more stories per week because there's that 2 episode thing. We'll have 2 episodes instead of just 1, so I don't have to cut out things that maybe I wanted to talk about, but there's just no time for them. I can instead add those back in and put them in a different episode and stuff like that. So I think this is going to really be fun. I think this is going to work. And I hope you guys are excited as me and Rob are. But that being said, guys, we're going to hop right into the news. It was a pretty big news week. And let's get into the first story, which is The Lord of Delays. That's right. The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. The anime film that has actually been announced, I think, 2 or 3 years ago at this point, has been delayed. For those of you guys that don't know, if you don't follow the Hollywood side of things, the actors and the writers guilds in Hollywood are on strike. They're on strike against the studios or the AMPTP because they're for different things. There's some crossover, but then there's different things per guild. For example, a major thing between both is AI for writers. That would be replacing the writers with AI and then not paying the writer or taking the writer off a job. For actors, that could be, scanning an actor's likeness and then using them as a background extra or something like that. And so the actors are on strike against the AMPTP for those and, different wage reasons and different areas like that. It's a much more nuanced issue. I recommend that you find someone who actually covers the Hollywood side of things and listen to that. Because while I do follow the Hollywood side of things, that's not really what we're here to talk about here. But what we do need to know about this is that this is causing studios now, because the strikes have gone on for so long. I believe we just passed a point with the writers being on strike for over 100 days. And so that's, over 3 months of striking. And so, that's just weird. And so what this is causing is this is causing studios now, because the AMPTP doesn't want to back down on this, is causing studios to now delay movies that were going to come out. So Dune Part 2 just got delayed from, November. It got delayed from November. Gosh. it got delayed from November all the way until March of next year. And then the new Godzilla versus Kong sequel got delayed from March next year to April next year because Dune is going to take that March place. And so this is where we get to what we actually are here to talk about, which is the Lord of the Rings anime film, the War of the Rohirrim. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, it's getting delayed. It got delayed quite a bit. It got delayed from, it looks like it got delayed from April 12th, 2024 to December 13th, 2024. So same year, but it just got delayed, like 8 months, which is interesting. Sad news for us, I guess. So this comes to us from Anime News Network. Legendary Entertainment and Warner Brothers revealed on Thursday that they have delayed the Godzilla vs. Kong film sequel, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, from March 15, 2024 to April 12, 2024. The delay is due to two companies. The delay is due to the two companies delaying Dune Part 2 from November 3rd to March 15, 2024 due to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike. The companies then moved Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, so it did not open the same day as Dune Part 2. The Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim, the new feature film by Kenji Kamiyama, who's the director who did Ghost in the Shell or Standalone Complex or Blade Runner, Black Lotus, Eden of the East, was previously stated to open on April 12th, 2024. The company similarly delayed the film to December 13th, 2024. So basically what they did is they moved Dune into... here we go. They moved Dune 2 into Godzilla X Kong's original spot. They moved Godzilla into... Lord of the Rings original spot, and then Lord of the Rings had to find a new spot, and it got pushed all the way to the end of the year. Really sad news for us. I was still hoping to get this, soonish. We were, guys, we were like half a year away from this, but now nothing. Now we're over a year away. Now obviously I'm not I'm not mad at the actors or anything for being like, how dare y'all strike? I saw someone on Twitter be like that. They were like, gosh, the freaking, actors, how could they do this to us? And it's like, bro, shut up. Bro, how could you, do you know what this is? This is people's livelihood at stake here. These are people trying to do what they love and also get a fair wage and fair, basically all the benefits that you need to live to be a person. Cause these actors, I know some actors in Hollywood and things like that. These actors, the vast majority, it's probably 90-something% of them have to work multiple jobs outside of their acting. When we think of actors, we think of, the big guys, I guess, ones that come to mind are Denzel Washington, Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, those people who can make millions and millions and millions of dollars per movie and then just be fine. The vast majority of actors don't make anywhere near that. And so they're always having to have a job on the side, and they're always overworked, they're always underpaid. And so I'm not mad at them at all. They need to do what they need to do. On the film side of things, I'm just sad that we're not going to get this film. But I do think that it is necessary that these strikes happen, because I do think that it's for the greater good. And if you guys don't know what the Lord of the Rings, the War of Rohirrim is, I assume you know what the Lord of the Rings is, but the War of Rohirrim. I always want to say the Roar of Warhirrim, which is totally wrong, but that's what I keep wanting to say. Here's a little bit of a synopsis in the same Anime News Network article. The Lord of the Rings, the War of Rohirrim is set in the world of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. New Line Cinema is producing the film in partnership with Warner Bros. Animation. Solo Entertainment is responsible for the animation studios for the film, and Warner Bros. Pictures will distribute the film. And it's obviously being directed by the Japanese director Kenji Kamiyama, who we just talked about a little bit ago. The film is described as an original anime feature depicting a legendary battle that helped shape Middle-earth and set the stage for Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. It explores and expands the untold story behind the fortress of Helm's Deep, delving into the life and blood-soaked times of one of Middle-earth's most legendary figures, the mighty king of Rohan, Helm Hammerhand. Dude, this sounds so awesome! Why can't we get this now? I guess, good things come to those who wait. So we do have to wait. Obviously, we stand in solidarity with the writers and actors. At least I think you would if you're a decent human being. But we can also simultaneously be sad at the move of these movies that we were really, really excited to see. But That being said, guys, what are your thoughts on this delay? Were you excited about it? Did you like totally forget this was coming out? That's totally fair, because I do believe that it was set to it was set to premiere, I believe, later this year, like at a festival. It was gonna premiere and have its first showing, and then we would have actually gotten the full distribution of it next year. But I wonder if they're gonna delay that premiere as well, or if that premiere is gonna stay the same, and then they'll do that. They don't mention it anywhere here in this article, so I don't know if that was anything that's been said. If you guys do know that, jump down to the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on that. But anyways, guys, we're gonna move on into the next story, which is more delays, except this time it has to do with an anime. So Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead is one of the most popular anime that's airing right now in the summer 2023 anime season. And like kind of the winter season, we're starting to get some delays, not only for Zom, but for other shows, but primarily Zom in this case. So they have announced that they're going to be delaying some of the final episodes. They've announced a new broadcast schedule. There's a lot here. So this comes to us from Anime Corner, where they say Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead revealed a broadcast schedule for episodes 7 through 9, alongside a recap episode that is set to air on September 10th. The final 3 episodes of the season are not included on the list due to production delays, and details about their broadcast will be announced at a later time. The schedule looks like this, and they talk about the new schedule. So episode 6 is going to air today on August 27th, which was previously pushed back from last week, August 21st, due to an unrelated scheduling conflict. Episode 7 is set to come out a week from today on September 3rd, a recap episode on September 10th rather than episode 8. Episode 8 will then air on September 17th, and episode 9 will air on September 24th. Then they go on to say Zom 100's production has been delayed with production issues and broadcast delays. The 4th episode was delayed by a day, while the 5th aired a week later than scheduled. Bug Films is animating the series. This is their first major work, as the studio is rather new. The anime began airing this July, and at one point, Studio Shaft was brought in to assist, and then they go in and talk about more of the production and everything like that. And they're kind of being a little, I guess, nice about it here when they say that this is their first major work. Like, bro, I looked it up. This is their first work, period. This is the first thing Bug Films has ever done. They're a brand new studio. And so I think it's kind of understandable that they might have some more production delays than, you know, a more experienced studio. I'm not trying to say like Bug Films is bad or anything. Obviously, the show has been received very well. This is a complete bona fide success, and I don't think you can have an opposite opinion without, I guess, being stupid. But I think that they've had a complete utter success here. But it just goes to show how hard and how constricting the anime production process is and how demanding it is, that, you know, a new studio is still going to have to try to find their footing on how they're going to do things themselves as a studio. Sure, there's constants in the production process for every studio, but each studio is going to kind of go about things from a different point of view, from their different angle. And so Bug Films is still trying to find that. Obviously, like they said in the article, Studio Shaft is, they came in to help. Studio Shaft is another more experienced studio, so they came in to help with that, I guess, to keep production on schedule. They don't really talk about what was going on with the production delays. They just say it's been plagued with production issues and broadcast delays. So I assume that they're just not meeting the episode time requirements. Like, the episodes just aren't ready in time, which is totally fine. That's understandable. I hope that I'd rather have that be the case than have what happened in winter, where a lot of people were just getting sick and that was causing production delays because people just couldn't work. So I hope that that's not the case. And I hope that this is rather just a situation that over time will work itself out as the studio gets more experience and more anime under their belt, rather than, you know, people are sick and people's lives are at risk. That's terrifying and that's awful. And I hope that that's not the case. But that being said, guys, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead has announced a new broadcast schedule for, it looks like, their final episodes. I assume they haven't said anything because I assume they don't want to start making promises because they don't know what's going to happen. So they're only planning until about a month from now, and then we'll have episodes 10, 11, and 12. And is this a 13 episode show? Let me check. This is a 12 episode show, so there'll be 3 more episodes after this. I assume that they don't want to plan and set in stone those release dates that far off, just because of the production issues that they've already had with this show. So as we get closer to like episode 8, maybe episode 9, maybe even earlier with the recap episode, we might get announcements of when those final 3 episodes are going to air. But that being said, guys, what are your thoughts on these delays? Are you a major fan of Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead? Or are you waiting for it to binge? Are you waiting for a dub? Is this going to cause you to read the manga? Or I don't know. Just let me know what your thought process is on that. That being said, guys, we're going to move on into the next story, which is The Boy and the Heron. Yes, the movie that has given me so much turmoil over the past month because I cannot stand the way that Studio Ghibli has been going about making this, I guess, not making the movie, but the post-production, the marketing, and everything like that, the distribution of the film is the best way to say it. For those of you guys who don't know, they didn't market this movie at all, and I've just been really upset about that. I manifested them actually marketing the movie, and they finally started doing stuff because they heard my cries, and they were like, yo, he's actually kind of spitting some truth, so we should do that. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the fact that the producer of The Boy and the Heron has said that it may be the most expensive movie Japan has ever made. So listen to this. This comes to us from CBR. Per Soar News 24, Toshio Suzuki, one of the movie's producers, appeared on the YouTube talk show Hiroyuki no Ikisaki Mite, discussing the movie and providing insight into how much Studio Ghibli spent to bring it to the silver screen. I think we spent more money making The Boy and the Heron than any other movie that's ever been made, probably, he stated. This is a big deal. And so I should have pulled it up. I forgot to, but the most expensive anime movie what before this, gosh, I believe it's something Princess Kaguya, The Tale of Princess Kaguya. Yes, so The Tale of Princess Kaguya had a really, really big budget. It was at least for Japan budget sizes. So its budget was around 49.3 million or roughly 5 billion yen. And so this film apparently is now the most expensive movie ever made in Japan, which would be topping this. So my thought process is that this would probably be around 50 to 60 million. Now, it might be more. It might be like closer to 70, but I'm just going to guesstimate that it's somewhere around there. And then whether that includes marketing or not, I don't know. I don't know if this budget for The Tale of Princess Kaguya, the way they're listing it here, I don't know if that 49.3 million is without marketing. Let's assume that it is without marketing. And then I assume they'll have maybe like a 10 million marketing campaign, $10 million marketing campaign. Boy and the Heron has had no marketing. I assume it was probably around 50 to $60 million to make. And then no marketing. Well, they've started marketing, but let's say no marketing. And that's why later on in this article, they actually mention that the film has yet to break even. And the film has been doing decent in theaters. We've talked about the box office before, but it still has yet to turn a profit. This is because, in my opinion, they didn't market the film, but also the movie is the most expensive movie Japan's ever made, according to this producer. And I think that's a pretty freaking big deal. This just further goes to point out the fact that they should have marketed this movie. Guys, if you're going to make a big gamble on how expensive this movie is, you better make sure people see it. You can't just be like, oh, the poster, it's mysterious, they'll go watch it. No, you can't. No. Come here. Yeah, no. We can't do that. Guys, you know how much money we just risked by just doing that? Oh, guys, it's Ghibli. Guys, it's Hayao Miyazaki. The people will come. Not if they don't know the movie's coming out. Now, granted, in Japan, it's been doing decent. We've compared it to its pace with the first Slam Dunk. We've compared it to its pace with Suzume. It's been behind Suzume steadily the entire time. With the first Slam Dunk, it was ahead of it at first a little bit. Then the first Slam Dunk started to get ahead of it in the later weeks. But I think this could have done on par with Suzume or a lot closer to Suzume had they actually marketed the movie. Like, market the fact that this is Hayao Miyazaki's final film. Market the fact that this is based on, a super popular, well-received book. There's so many things here for you to do that I don't understand. How is this? This is like the story of the year. Israel versus the Ghibli marketing team. Like... Like, what is going on? Like, yeah, this image over here, like one of those is me, and then the other one is Ghibli. That's us staring at each other, having a stare down. We're so mad at each other. But That being said, I think this is a really cool, fun tidbit of knowledge to know. I think it's really cool. I'm excited to see when the official budget will actually be revealed to us. But I guess they'll probably maybe wait till after the release or whatever. They may never release it, and we'll just have to kind of guess around it. But I assume it's around 50 to 60. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's put it at a solid 55. That's my guess. $55 million budget is what I'm going to guess. They need to start marketing it. They have started marketing it, but they need to do a better job marketing it. And I still don't understand how they didn't market this in the first place. That being said, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I can't even talk about Ghibli these days without just being like, how could they not do this to us? You know, this is... Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this story. And we're going to move on to the next Studio Ghibli related story. It's a lot sadder of a story. And that is this. Nizo Yamamoto, a famous Studio Ghibli art director, has passed away at the age of 70. So Nizo Yamamoto, if you don't know, I'm going to read this from CBR because when we talk about stories of people passing away, I kind of like to be as objective as possible and then kind of give my take at the end rather than maybe giving a more, you know, just out of respect. It's something I like to do. So this was Nizo Yamamoto right there. Nizo Yamamoto, the renowned animation art director for his beautiful contributions to numerous anime projects, including Studio Ghibli films, passed away on August 19th. Yamamoto's son Takao shared the news on X, formerly known as Twitter. Takao also revealed that Yamamoto had been working until quite recently. Yamamoto was 70 years old and had been suffering from stomach cancer. And here's the X post. Let me see if I can translate this and read it. Yeah, okay, so here it is. At Keyasha _Nizo_Y. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They said, we regret to inform you that Nizo Yamamoto passed away on August 19th, 2023. He passed away in his sleep with a calm expression. Thank you to everyone who took care of me during my lifetime and to all the fans who supported me. Pretty sad. Born on June 27th, 1953 in Goto City, Nagasaki Prefecture, Japan, Yamamoto's creative journey took a unique path. Having initially studied architecture, he eventually found his passion in fine arts in Tokyo, where he began crafting background art for anime projects. His initial projects included collaborations with renowned directors Hayao Miyazaki, Isao Takahata on series like Attack on Tomorrow and Future Boy Conan. With the establishment of Studio Ghibli by Miyazaki, Takahata, Yasuyoshi Tokuma, and producer Toshio Suzuki, Yamamoto's remarkable skills found a home to display his skills in valuable and acclaimed anime films. Yamamoto served as an art director on such iconic works as Lapita Castle in the Sky, Grave of the Fireflies, and Princess Mononoke. His artistry was also graced the backgrounds of titles like Only Yesterday, Whisper of the Heart, and Spirited Away. Beyond his work with Studio Ghibli, Yamamoto's collaboration with other celebrated anime legends created projects like Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue, Mamoru Hosoda's The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and Makoto Shinkai's Weathering with You. Sorry, that one's special to me. Weathering with You is a very special movie, and yeah, and one of the major things was definitely the art direction, and so that one, this guy had a major effect on me, you could say. Leaving a lasting impact on the world of animation, Yamamoto's signature graphic style, characterized by its realistic and warm paintings of clouds, earned the nickname Nizogumo, or Nizo Clouds. A nationwide touring museum exhibition of his works is currently on display at the Hamamatsu Municipal Museum of Art, having already drawn over 900,000 visitors across Japan. The exhibition will run until September 10th. In 2018, the Clouds over Goto Nizo Yamamoto Art Museum was established in his hometown to honor his legacy. As revealed by his son, Tako Yamamoto was in the midst of a manga project that depicted local folktales, revealing his dedication to his craft until the very end. He was also only one page away from finishing it. A memorial service to celebrate the life of Nizo Yamamoto will be organized on August 27th in Hanno City, Saitama Prefecture, with his son leading the ceremony. Yeah. So I never met the guy. But, and this is the thing about art and film and anime, I still feel like I knew him, and I still felt like he had a lasting impression on me because of his work on, the Studio Ghibli films, or particularly Weathering with You, which is a film that was so perfect to me, actually made me depressed. I don't know if that makes sense, but and I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm trying to, I guess, share an impact he had on me as a way of honoring him. Weathering with You, because I want to be a writer, director, work in Hollywood and things like that, make movies for a living. I feel like that's what I need to do to live. Weathering with You, when I saw that, was such a perfect movie that I actually entered a period of like 3 months of the worst depression I've ever had, where I felt like I would never make a movie that would impact anyone as much as Weathering with You impacted me. And that terrified me, because I thought, if I can't make a movie that would connect with an audience as well as Weathering with You connected with me, then what's the point? Now I'm past that. And now I just freaking love Weathering with You. I can't watch a clip of it or listen to a song of it without like putting on the movie. So I have to like avoid anything about it like the plague without spending 2 hours watching it. But one of the most, everything in that movie is perfect, including the art direction. It is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. And that, in large part, yes, is thanks to Hayao Miyazaki and the amazing animators, but also the art director, Nizo Yamamoto. And so while, yes, I'm sure there's other films here, like Spirited Away, Whisper of the Heart, Castle in the Sky, all those things I named there, that probably have connected to different one of you guys. For me, that was Weathering with You. And that'll always be a lasting impression he had. So wherever you are, Nizo, I just hope that you know that you have a beautiful and lasting legacy, and we appreciate all that you've done. And I did that pretty well. I got through without crying. Okay, we got through without being super emotional. That's sad. Whew. All right, we're gonna. It's hard to kind of jump into it, so I'll probably take a break between this and the next segment. But we're gonna hop into the next story, which is The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic has gotten a new trailer. So this is an anime based off of the light novels of the same name, and they released a trailer. I believe earlier today, actually. And so the trailer, actually, it didn't look that bad. I was thinking, maybe I won't talk about this, but I still watched it because I saw that the light novels actually had a decent reputation. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll check it out. And I actually didn't mind the trailer. It actually didn't look all that bad. It looked kind of fun. The animation actually surprised me. Looked decent. The production looked really, really well made. So I haven't read the synopsis yet, so we'll kind of read that, I guess, live together. But I thought that, the voice acting, I thought that the sound design, I thought that the animation, I thought everything was kind of looking to be fun. And the fact that, it had, a decent reputation in the light novels, I was like, oh, okay, maybe we'll check this out. So let's read the synopsis together. I lied. I actually have read this. Never mind. I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh yeah, I have read this. Usato, an ordinary high schooler, happens to run into two fellow students after one rainy day. Suddenly, all three of them are engulfed in a magical circle and transported to a fantasy world. There's just one tiny problem. Usato is simply dragged along by accident. On top of that, Usato learns that he is capable of using healing magic, an incredibly rare affinity in this world. Now Usato must spend his days with the rescue team thugs struggling through their hellish training regimen, learning the wrong way to use healing magic. Get ready for an eccentric, otherworldly fantasy filled with comedy and combat. So it's still an isekai. We'll never get past that. It's an isekai. So I'm just hoping that it's a fun isekai. I'm hoping that we can still enjoy it. It'll just be some fun anime that you can turn on every week. That's really all I want. And it looks like from the trailer that that's what we're going to get from it. So I think that this looks good. Have you read the light novels? Are you excited about it? Let me know what your thoughts are on this. And with that being said, we're going to hop right into the next story, which is the Apothecary Diaries is getting a 3-episode premiere. Dude, it's like the anime like lords are listening to me. It's like, bro, we don't realize the influence the Otaku Experience has. You know, I say Ghibli should start marketing a movie. They start marketing it. I keep telling studios to have longer episodes or to drop more at a time. They started doing it. Let's go, baby. It's all me. I'm the most valuable anime fan. Anyways. So the Apothecary Diaries, if you don't know, is, I believe it's a light novel. I could be wrong. I think it is. Let me hang on. Wait. Yeah, it is. Okay. I just want to make sure because I was like, I'm fairly sure this is a light novel from what I know about it because I did look into it. I swear, guys, I researched these stories. I swear this isn't all off the cuff. I swear. Please listen to me. I'm just a bad communicator. So the Apothecary Diaries is a anime based off the light novel of the same name. And here is a quick synopsis, and then we'll talk about a little bit about this whole 3-episode thing. So cool. In the East is a land ruled by an emperor whose consorts and serving women live in a sprawling complex known as the Hogong, the Rear Palace. Mamao, an unassuming girl raised in an unassuming town by her apothecary father, never imagined the Rear Palace would have anything to do with her until she was kidnapped and sold into service there. Though she looks ordinary, Mamao has a quick wit, a sharp mind, and an extensive knowledge of medicine. That's her secret until she encounters a resident of the palace at least as perceptive as she is, the head eunuch, Jinshi. She sees through Mamao's facade and makes her a lady in waiting to none other than the emperor's favorite consort. So now she can taste the lady's food for poison. At her lady's side, Mamao starts to learn about everything that goes on in the Rear Palace, not all of it seemly. Can she ever lead a quiet life, or will her powers of deduction and insatiable curiosity bring her ever more adventures and even more dangers? Can I just say something real quick? I'm sick and tired of these articles and these websites putting the synopsis in italics, bro. Like I can read a couple sentences in italics, fine. But when you put the entire thing, that's why I stutter so much, because I'm like, you know what I mean? Anyways, I think it sounds cute. I think it sounds fine. The thing is the reputation that these light novels have. So this must be a fantastically executed story. And also the art for the anime looks great. So this is going to have a 3-episode premiere that starting on October 21st in Japan, or for the most of us, it's going to be October 22nd. And instead of just 1 episode, they're going to be dropping 3 episodes. And then the rest will have just 1 episode. It won't be 3 episodes all the time. It'll just be the one, as you can probably guesstimate. So this is really, really cool to me. I'm super excited. Please keep doing this, studios. Hopefully this is all just a giant transitionary period to us getting like 45-minute episodes, That's the end goal, guys. This is just the transition to that. You know what I mean? Anyways, what are you guys thinking about this? Did the synopsis, other than my stuttering because it's in italics, did the synopsis intrigue you? Have you already read the Apothecary Diaries? Are you excited for the anime? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And we're going to move right into the next story, which is Black Clover is leaving Shonen Jump. Dude, I don't know what the heck is going on. This is insane. Okay, so Black Clover, the very popular shonen manga, has a very popular anime adaptation. The movie just came out earlier this year, Sword of the Wizard King. Very popular shonen. The manga is actually leaving Shonen Jump, which is kind of weird when you just read the headline. You're just like, hey, what happened? Like, you think maybe did they burn some bridges with Shonen Jump and they're just going to go to a different publication comic? Actually, no. Here's what's happening. So this comes to us from CBR, and they say, soon readers of Shueisa's weekly Shonen Jump will no longer get to check out new chapters of Yuki Tabata's Black Clover. According to HITC, the popular manga series will leave the well-known shonen magazine after the publication of chapter 368, which is leaked online. Going forward, Black Clover will be serialized in Jump Giga, Weekly Shonen Jump's sister publication. This move greatly impacts how many new chapters of Black Clover will debut each year. While Shonen Jump drops issues on a weekly basis, Jump Giga uses a quarterly release schedule, meaning there is a 3-month break between issues. Okay, so here's the thing here. So what this tells me is, and as I was reading it at first, as I was starting to read it, they mentioned the publication of chapter 368, which is leaked online. I was like, oh, did someone at Shonen Jump leak it, and they're like burning their bridges there, and they're going to move to another studio or another publication? And it was like, oh, wait, no. If you keep reading it, you see that they're actually going to move to Shonen Jump sister publication, which means that ultimately those are going to be, sister companies under the same company. And so they're still working with the same people. They're just moving to a different publication. Why, you ask, is because they're going for a different release schedule. So Jump Giga uses a quarterly release schedule. Shonen Jump uses a weekly release schedule. So that means Shonen Jump will have 52 releases per year, whereas Jump Giga will only have 4. So what this tells me is that Black Clover is entering the final run of its arc, or of the entire series. Either that, or the author just kind of wants to take a chill pill and just kind of let things flow for a second, and then he'll come back and go back to the weekly. That's a possibility. What I do mainly think it is, though, is that they're ramping up the finale of Black Clover, and they just want these to be the biggest, most popping off chapters of all time. And to do that, they'll need more time between things. And they also kind of want to milk it, because of course you do. But that being said, guys, I don't read the manga. I'm an anime watcher. So I'm caught up on the anime, but I'm not reading the manga. So I don't know at what point the manga's at. If you are reading the manga, please don't spoil it in the comments. But I would like to ask to hop in the comments. Let us know if are they actually entering the final arc, or am I just, totally wrong in my my guess here? Because since I don't read the manga, I can only guess that that's why they're doing it. I don't think that they've burned bridges or anything bad like that, because obviously they're staying within the same company. They're just moving from one release to another release, and that just means a change of magazine, still under the same company. So that's all fine and dandy to me. So I don't see this as I guess I see it as a big deal in the sense that, to me, this reads like the end of Black Clover is coming, but I don't see this as a big deal, as in, like, I don't think they've destroyed their relationship with Shonen Jump or anything like that. But that being said, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Are you reading the Black Clover manga? Will this affect you? Are you like super, upset about this? Let me know everything you're thinking down there. And that being said, guys, we have 2 more stories to talk about. They're both trailers, and we're going to get into them right now. And they are The Rising of Shield Hero Season 3. Of course, we know that that is coming out. It now has a new trailer. And I thought the trailer was actually pretty decent. Now, a little bit of context. I liked the first season. I actually really liked the first season of Shield Hero Season 1. I thought it was actually pretty good. The second season, I don't remember a thing about it. It was garbage. Awful. I remember there was a turtle. I remember the girl with the ears. She's now like a little girl, and then she got turned back into an adult. I don't remember anything about it. It was awful. I hated it. Now, what I've heard is that was just a really bad adaptation of a already existing bad arc. And so hopefully this will get us back on track. And I think it did, or at least it looks like it will. So we got a trailer, and I thought the trailer actually looked pretty decent. The animation, the production always looks great. But what I really liked about it was the vibe and the way that the arc looked like it was playing about. It looked more akin to what we saw in season 1 rather than in season 2, where, the group was all separated and, people were doing weird things. It looks like they got the group back together and they're doing, stuff that's in line with, stuff from season 1. It's a lot more grounded. It's not as crazy. That's involving like all these magical spells and things like that, which was, to me, what kind of ruined the second season, that and bad writing. But, that's fine. But I'm hoping that this next season, this third season, can get us back on track, and it looks like it is. And I actually really enjoyed what I saw, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I was kind of dreading watching this third season because of the second season and the impression and impact that left on me. But this actually looks like maybe we're going to get back on track here. So I think that this actually looks pretty decent. That's really all there is to say. I mean, I guess if there's a synopsis of season 3, I don't know if there is. We can see if I can find one real quick. No, there's not. Okay, no, they only have synopsises of the first season or the franchise as a whole. I don't want that. I want the third. They don't have it. They hate us. So that being said, guys, we're going to move on to the next story. Which is our last story of the day is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has been airing for the past, 5, 6, 7 weeks at this point. And the next arc, because we were in a prequel arc, it's kind of like this. The first season, if you don't know, the first season has 2 cores that are chronological, that goes in order of time. Then you have Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, which jumps back here. And then you have the first arc of season 2, which jumps back here. And so finally, we're going back over here. And so that's what this is. And this is called the Shibuya Incident arc. And so they dropped a trailer for this over the course of last week. And it blew up the internet. I believe it. I don't know if it broke records, but I do know that it did really, really well. It almost, the trailer for this arc almost performed on par with the trailer for the season as a whole. In the first 24 hours. I believe it hit around 25 million views in the first 24 hours, which is insane. That's great. That's freaking fantastic. But that being said, we got this trailer, and first things first, the animation. Dude, look at the lighting. Mappa, I love you. It looks great. It really looks fantastic. I'm super excited to see a lot of these fights and how everything's going in. I'm just excited to kind of, in my opinion, not that, I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen's ever been bad, but I'm just excited to get back on course. You know, I feel like we've kind of just been going back for the sake of going back. And maybe this next arc, the Shibuya Incident arc, we're going to have some stuff, you know, that's going to, it's going to culminate everything we've seen even from the prequel arcs. But it kind of felt like to me, as we were watching the prequel arcs, I'm like, this isn't bad. I'm having a good time. But like, what's the purpose of this? Maybe this arc is where all of those come to a head there. And so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, we got this trailer. I thought the trailer looked great, dude. The animation, dude. Like, because we've been talking about other trailers, and the other trailers have looked fine. But then you go over to Jujutsu Kaisen, and you're like, oh my gosh, Mappa. It's insane. So I thought that this trailer was fan-freaking-tastic. It's nice to see all of these characters from the first season back, because we haven't seen them. Itadori, how you been doing, man? How you been doing, Nobara? Super excited to see all these people, see what's going on now that we're out of those prequel arcs. Once again, not saying I hated them, just saying I kind of wish that we didn't have them. But that being said, what do you guys think about that? And guys, that's going to do it for all of the major stories this week. And so we're going to move right into everybody's favorite part of the show, the Goofy Woofy anime community. All right, so first things first in the Goofy Woofy anime community, we have this. Look at these. Look at these plushies. Look at, either they chose the smallest girl known to man, or these plushies are ginormous. I like the Rika plushie. That's nice. But if you haven't seen Shinibyo, go watch it. It's freaking fantastic. So we have these pre-orders, these Kyoto Animation pre-order plushies coming out. And they have different things. So this comes from Anime Trending. Giant plush brand Doket, I don't know how you pronounce that, has opened pre-order reservations for a series of giant Kyoto Animation plushies from series such as Tamako Market, Love Chinibyo and Other Delusions, Hyoka, Beyond the Boundary, and Sound Euphonium. Each plush character measures approximately 100 centimeters or 39 inches tall, and only a limited total of 100 plushies will be made. Only one plushie will be sold per person. So yeah, this girl is actually just small because they said that these are just over 3 feet. And so she just must be tiny. But that's okay. We like tiny. We like short queens. You know what I mean? Anyways, I think that these are really cute. It's mainly just the image. They're just so funny to me. I'm just like, she's so small. It doesn't help that she's sitting next to them. If she was standing, maybe, you know, we'd still be like, wow, those are big. But like, you know, look at the bird. He's upset. He's upset that I'm making fun of him. Not my fault. Anyways, moving on to the other funny thing this week, the other goofy moment this week. This is actually pretty cool. Why did I say actually twice? I'm the goofy moment this week. So this is actually pretty cool. So this YouTuber by the name of oh gosh, what's your name? J Laser Video has actually created working Attack on Titan ODM gear. So if you remember from Attack on Titan, the ODM gear is the gear that they have like on their hips. The strings blast off into something with hooks. They fly into it and then they slice the nape of the Titans, you know? And so he actually made something that was working like that. It didn't work as well as in the show because those shows, they're flying at like 300 miles an hour. It's crazy. But here he's actually flying around. He was running up walls. He was slicing that inflatable Titan he had. It was actually really, really cool. It was really fun to see. Let's see if maybe, you know, they'll sell him for like 500 grand each. So that way no one actually, you know, tries to swing in a city and then die. But that's pretty cool. The anime sometimes, you know, the anime is really goofy a lot of times, but sometimes They can be cool. All right. Moving on to our final guac of this week. We have the live action One Piece, as we all know, is coming out. And we mentioned this a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago at this point. I don't remember. But we mentioned that the Japanese cast is actually returning to dub the One Piece live action show in Japanese. So they're going to bring the actors from the anime and they're going to reprise their role in live action. So that's pretty cool. And so we got a trailer for this, and I thought it was really, really funny to watch. I'm not going to show the clips because I don't want this to get copyrighted or anything like that. But you can just watch it yourself. It's really cool. I don't think I'll watch the entire show like that. I'll probably watch it all in English, but I might go back and rewatch an episode or two in the Japanese just to see what's going on, because I think it's really funny. But this week, I'm going to give the certified goofy moment to the plushies. I think that's really the only goofy moment. The other things are kind of cool and kind of fun. But that is just hilarious to me. I love the image. Let me see if I can pull it up again. I love the image of her next to the plushie. It's so cute. Anyways, the plushie's cute. I mean, she's attractive, but I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Anyways, with that being said, guys, we're going to move on. First Sunday show is going great. We're going to move on into the audience rankings for this week. So hopping right into the audience ranking, we have at number 1, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War: The Separation, which is at the same rank as it was last week, and that got 13.46% of the vote. At number 2, going up 4 spots from rank 6 to rank 2, is Mushoku Tensei's season 2, and that got 6.95% of the vote. At number 3, going up 4 spots from rank 7, is Undead Murder Farce, and that got 5.69% of the vote. Going down 1 spot from rank 3 to rank 4 is My Happy Marriage, and that got 5.6% of the vote. Going up 3 spots from rank 8 to rank 5 is Dark Gathering, and that got 4.88% of the vote. Bungo Stray Dogs went down 2 spots from rank 4 to rank 6, and they got 3.95% of the vote. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses went up 2 spots from rank 9 to rank 7, and they got 3.45% of the vote. And Rurouni Kenshin 2023 went up 3 spots from rank 11 to rank 8 back into the top 10, and they got 3.31% of the vote. Spy Clash from season 2 went up 1 spot from rank 10 to rank 9, and that got 2.91% of the vote. And Reign of the Seven Spellblades dropped 5 spots from rank 5 to rank 10, and that got 2.84% of the vote. With that being said, guys, we're gonna move into your comments and your questions. Let me get the headline here. I'm not going to edit this out. It's going to be really awkward. There we go. Okay. So let me get this. Open here. There we go. Okay. All right. So this comes from Eli Craig, and they say, I was curious, what is the best experience you've had watching anime in a theater? For me, it has to be G-Kids and their Ghibli Fest. I'm going to see The Wind Rises this week, which is one of my favorite movies ever. But watching Inuo was pretty spectacular. I kind of have a hot take with Inuo in the sense that I don't really remember it. I remember the first half, and I remember really liking it. The second half, I don't know if I was tired or whatever, but I don't remember being remembering or being super invested in the second half of it. I felt it was kind of long, but I know a lot of people love it, so that's pretty cool. For me, Weathering With You was great, but that was a re-release, and I had already seen the movie. Suzume was great, but I think the most hype I was has to have been Sword Art Online Progressive Aria of a Starless Night, the first Progressive film, because that was the first Sword Art Online film I saw in theaters, and Sword Art Online being my favorite anime of all time, that just blew my socks off in terms of hype. I think Suzume is the better movie, but I think I had a better time watching Sword Art Online just because of the hype that was there. But that would have to be that for me. Have fun with the Wind Rises. Or I guess you've already seen it at this point in theaters, but hope you had fun. Going into our second and last comment today, we have at the Daxamite, and they said, "Great show, and thanks for the Scott Pilgrim news." Oh, you're welcome. I mean, I don't consider myself a news source. That's why we say we're an anime non-news show, because I don't think I'm really qualified to, I guess, give news. I just kind of read the things that are happening and then give my thought on it. I'm not like an actual news source. For actual news, I would recommend going to other people, like, I guess, Glass Reflection, or just reading the stories for yourself. But I do like to give my take on these things, and I think that's a lot of fun. I like to give it as if it's the Otaku Experience, where a bunch of otakus getting together, and we're just having like a chat about it. That's kind of the idea of this show. And I just really enjoy it that way. But that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Otaku Experience. That's going to do it for this episode. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the new schedule. Now you're going to see me twice per week. Anyways, I'm losing my mind already. But anyways, guys, I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday with the next episode of the Otaku Experience. This week, that's when we'll cover the anime trending rankings because they're not out yet when I'm filming this. And so now we'll get to only cover one ranking per week. And that's kind of cool too, because yeah, kind of split it. Anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking about any of these stories. Do you like the new schedule that we got going on? All your thoughts, jump down in the comments down below and let me know those. If you want to keep up with me outside of the Otaku Experience, you can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at Kingtanic, or you can follow me on Twitter, now X. It's Twitter, at Kingtanic Israel. That's going to do it for me, guys, and I will see you guys on Thursday.